The mind is not a machine, it is a mystery. Within it lives a vast unseen world, a realm that shapes every thought, dream, and destiny. Most people believe their mind is only what they think during the day, but in truth, it is the totality of who they are. The conscious, the unconscious, and the infinite space in between. The mind is both the light and the darkness. It is the place where angels and demons speak in the same voice, waiting for you to listen deeply enough to tell them apart. To awaken your true mind power, you must turn inward. You must dare to meet yourself. You must face the parts of you that you have forgotten, denied, or feared to understand. Only then does your inner power begin to emerge from the shadows and guide your life from within. When you realize the mind's depth, you begin to understand that thoughts are not mere sparks. They are living energies, subtle but immense. Every thought you hold with conviction creates an invisible movement in your life. What you focus on expands, what you ignore withers. You attract what you are conscious of and repel what you deny. This is not magic, it is psychological law. The energy you give to fear feeds fear. The energy you give to courage feeds transformation. Each emotion, each belief, each mental image becomes a seed in the soil of your being, waiting for the attention that will cause it to bloom into your outer world. The mind, therefore, is not something you possess. It is something you are continually creating with every moment of awareness. Awareness is the foundation of true power. Without awareness, the mind is a storm of thoughts, emotions, and impulses that drag you in every direction. But when awareness awakens, the mind becomes a mirror, still, reflective, and clear. To watch your thoughts is to step out of their grip. You begin to see that not every thought is yours. Many are echoes of your past, fragments of your environment, or whispers from the collective unconscious. When you become the observer, the chaos begins to settle. Awareness transforms the mind from a battlefield into a sanctuary. In that stillness, you find freedom, the power to choose your inner state rather than be enslaved by it. Yet awareness alone is not enough. The mind is not a single voice but a choir, often in dissonance. Inside you live multiple selves, each carrying desires, fears, and forgotten memories. Integration is the process of making peace within this inner community. The parts of yourself you suppress do not disappear, they grow stronger in the dark. The anger you deny becomes bitterness, the sadness you ignore becomes apathy, the desires you reject become obsessions. But when you turn toward them with compassion, they begin to change. You see that these dissound parts were never enemies but messengers. They carry the energy of your wholeness. Integrating them does not make you weaker, it makes you complete. The mind's true power arises when no part of you is at war with another. Every force within you begins to move in one direction. Toward growth, toward truth, toward life. To integrate the mind is also to embrace imagination. The mind's highest function is to create. Through imagination, you communicate directly with the unconscious, the hidden architect of your life. Whatever you can vividly imagine, you are already beginning to form. The unconscious speaks in symbols, dreams, and archetypes. It does not understand logic, but it understands images. When you dare to imagine your ideal self, your inner vision begins to plant new instructions in the deep layers of your psyche. That vision becomes a magnet, pulling you toward it. The creative imagination is not fantasy. It is prophecy. It is the soul's way of telling you what is possible if you align your energy with purpose. But imagination must be followed by embodiment. Belief without action remains an idea. Belief embodied becomes transformation. To think, "I am strong," is not enough. You must walk, breathe, and live as strength itself. Every movement, every decision, every moment of presence must echo your belief. When belief becomes embodied, your entire nervous system starts to vibrate with it. Your voice, your posture, your choices, all begin to express the new pattern. The unconscious, always observing, begins to follow this new design. You are training the deep mind not through words, but through consistency of being. True mind power is not to merely think differently. It is to live differently. Beyond belief and embodiment lies the deepest truth. The connection to the self, the center that exists beyond the ego. The self is not the that desires control or recognition. It is the quiet witness beneath all experience, the eternal presence guiding you toward individuation, the full realization of your potential. When you align your mind with the self, every contradiction begins to dissolve. The conscious and unconscious cease their conflict and work together in harmony. You feel an inner alignment that transcends fear because you are no longer divided. You no longer fight your destiny. You live it. You begin to see that life is not happening to you but through you. Your thoughts, emotions, and choices become instruments of a deeper intelligence that knows exactly where you are meant to go. At this stage, the mind becomes a sacred tool, not a restless master. You begin to understand that controlling the outer world is futile unless the inner world is ordered. The mind, once chaotic, now radiates coherence, and reality mirrors that harmony. The people, circumstances, and opportunities around you start to align with the vibration of your clarity. Life bends toward your inner state, as if the universe itself recognizes your alignment with truth. In the end, the greatest power of the mind is not to dominate the world, but to illuminate it. When the mind awakens, life itself obeys. The outer world bends to the stillness of an inner master. To know the power of the mind is to realize that everything begins within. The light, the darkness, the transformation, and the destiny. So step beyond the noise of ordinary thought. Enter the silence where your true mind waits. Meet the hidden forces within you. The warrior, the creator, the healer, and the divine witness. Let them rise in unity, and you will know what it means to possess mind power. When the inner world is mastered, the outer world becomes a reflection of your wholeness.